Well, Yasser Arafat is finally free to leave his candlelit compound, and he toured the damaged areas of Ramallah today. He was furious. He said there was so much devastation, there was no place to dance in the streets after the next suicide attack. All right, so this will surprise you because you've been here on our emotionally incorrect weeks. I have some good news about marriage. I have a good tale to tell. You know this
for you.
Yeah, you know this book by. There's a little proviso in it, but if you've read about this book or seen it on TV, she's been on many of the talk shows. Joan Anderson wrote this book called An Unfinished Marriage, which got no promotion. The book company just nobody would publish it. Finally, somebody did. It flew off the shelf, and what she was suggesting was basically taking a long sabbatical in your marriage. And we had on Sangra Singh Low, right, was the author who was saying the same thing about a year ago. She wrote a book about that. And she was saying, you know, it's not just the sex that goes sour, it's conversation. You have nothing to say to somebody. You got to leave for a year. And she did. She ran away, and the end of the story, the good, happy ending, is that they're happy now because they got away from each other. So my first question is that a good idea? And second, how come it was the women who suggested it?
Gee, I wonder.
Between that and just a separation, right?
Well, they come. I mean, the idea is, like, I think people separate with the idea of, let's see if we like it better if we're separated. Let's see if we really want to get a divorce.
Live without each other, but this is a totally
like, let's just take a break. We love each other. We don't want to get a divorce. We want to get back together.
People separate.
We keep talking about the same crap over and over again.
Driving me crazy.
How was your day? I don't know. How was your day? I don't know. How was your day? I don't know. How was your day? You know, and they just want, like, you know, something else to do.
I think if this idea appeals to a couple, go for it. Do it. I mean, there's nothing in the marriage contract that says you have to spend every living moment with your spouse.
But she's talking about taking
they could ask
a year.
the kids about it, you know, what they think. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this woman
is after the kids were gone.
The kids were gone. Or, you know,
right.
yeah.
She's not talking about a weekend here. She's talking
It's
about...
not. It's like a trial separation. I mean, that's not going to work. What do you, then when you get back together, you just don't ask any questions? Or,
no, I mean, well, but the idea isn't necessarily that you go, it's not like you go away and have sex, which I think would be the big thing, is that this is not like a license to go into like a sabbatical or something like that.
Well, all these people are in their 50s.
Or a sabbatical or whatever, you know. It should be like about, like, traveling and enriching yourself and coming back with some stories, you know, instead of like, you know, I ate tuna for lunch again today, honey. You know?
I think this book was bought by men. Said, honey, read this. You know, what do you think of it? You know?
No, but no, I think that women, I think that this would be far more helpful to women, because I think women tend to give much more in a relationship than a man does, because it's required more, right. She has to take care of her husband, the children, the house, maybe her own career, and in the process she tends to lose herself. So if she can take a vacation from the relationship and renew herself, then she will be a better partner when she comes back.
You don't think the man...
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine any country would work.
Does that sound right to you?
No,
fellow.
Well, are you guys both married? Are you guys both married?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm married too, and I love being married, and we get along great. But you know, there's an idea of, like, you know, you each have separate lives that make you more interesting when you come together. Like when you were dating, didn't you find like you'd stay up all night talking and you couldn't get it from each other?
Right.
And now you roll over and you go, hey, did you make the coffee? Damn it, you know, and you go to the kitchen. It's like, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know that I would do it, because I think I would miss him, but I like the idea of coming back with, like, him coming back with stories and just
it's not
something different
I always
to talk
say this.
about.
She said, our life was good, my husband was good. And I always say this, it's not the people, it's the institution. The people are always nice when they first meet, they're good people, but let me take up your point, this idea that somehow it is the woman who gives up more in the marriage.
Oh, yes, by far.
Well, then why does it but who wants to get married? If it's the woman who's giving up more, how come they have to drag us to it?
It's sort of the old-fashioned
and not the other way around.
It's not always that
What do you mean maybe me? It's not just me. Oh, it is so not just me.
But the burden of running the household, raising the children, by far falls more on the woman than it does on the man. In every modern relationship I know, that is the case. And with all this research, that is the case. And so I think...
I'm in a relationship I have a parity relationship where we both have our own things, and the burden of neither thing falls on neither person. We don't have any kids. So it's just two young people with a house, and we have a great time together. But I still think that, like, you know, you would, like, okay, you have a best buddy, right? Would you spend every day with your best buddy? Would you roll over and look at his big mug in the morning, all, you know? I mean, you need a break from everyone. You need
familiarity can breed contempt.
If you really need a break, then fine. I mean, if you're in the kind of relationship and you feel that you can do that, that you want to do that, then then that's one thing.
But I think
I don't think it makes sense to be encouraging people.
Then why is this book flying off the shelf? Why are so many people?
I think people get divorces when they really want a break. I think people leave a marriage when they really could just use a little time off, and if they did get it, they might come back.
And by the way, you said what's it? It was a separate. A separation is when somebody is already screwing somebody.
And they just want to see if they like it better than screwing you.
Right. It's like we're separated. That means it's okay that I'm screwing somebody else because we're separated.
It's like Harry Potter. You know, it's a fantasy. It's like going to wizard camp. You know? I mean, people aren't going to do it.
Well, I just literally...
They'll say, honey, wouldn't this be a good idea? I mean, can you...
Yeah, that's
Can you imagine it? And how many of them are going to get back together? I mean, not many. I would like to own a Club Med if this ever happens. You know, where disattached people, you know, would just, hi, I'm just taking vacation for my marriage.
Either of you guys take, like, do you go off on, like, guys' weekends with all your buddies where you're away from your wife?
No.
No? And you don't crave that at all?
No, but I'll tell you something.
You're crazy.
You know
mental health coach.
That's why I want mental health parity.
You need it.
You will sometimes notice you've been with the person a long time, your best stuff is you don't save for them, you know? You're joking around, you're laughing, you get home and you're like a father and a husband. You gotta save the best stuff sometimes for home.
I agree with that.
True. That is one of the smartest things I've ever heard said on the show about relationships. That is so true.
People are usually on their...
save your good. You
gotta
treat the people you love the most and are closest to you with your garbage.
Your kids, they don't see the real you. They see some sort of righteous, stern kind of image.
And like it's funny because I've heard a lot of people say that. Say like, oh, when I'm at work, I'm on, I'm friendly, I'm funny. Those are my customers, those are my clients. When I get home, why do I need to be nice? But really, like, please and thank you should be heard the most at home. You know, when that's a person who, like, literally, like, is around you when you're sick and when you suck and when you're mean, and they deserve the please and the thank you. You know.
Yeah, but maybe some couples need this kind of vacation from each other to get back to that place where
that's what happened with us. They finally.
Right, and this is a far less drastic measure than getting a legal separation or a divorce. So if this is a step you can take to save your marriage, you should do it.
I don't want to get a divorce. I just need a break.
Well, most
and that
people,
ends up being a divorce when it could just be a break.
at least 10 hours a day anyway. Most couples do not work together, so they're separate 10 hours a day anyway.
Yeah, but if they feel the relationship is getting stale, then maybe they do need a break from each other to realize what drew them to that other person in the first place.
Well, that's for
them. That's
for a long time before you would do something.
I got to take another commercial. We'll be back.
Have changed. Now there is no up or down. Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort whether you shave down or up. A new anti-friction coating on all 3 blades. Plus a new strip releases even more lubrication. So even against the grain, you get less irritation and the closest shave. It's turning the shaving world upside down. The revolutionary new Mach 3 Turbo. From Gillette, the best a man can get.
You're about to be treated like no man before. New Gillette Series Shave Gel with ingredients like tea tree oil to invigorate. You get a close shave and healthy-looking skin. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Oh, Larry, just you, me, and that
Trojan man. You can't row without the right paddle. Trojan latex condoms help provide the protection you need.
You do have the right paddle, Larry.
Trojan condoms, the most trusted.
Brace yourself. You've never experienced the awesome power packed into Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Each tiny strip dissolves instantly, killing germs to leave your mouth feeling so clean, you'll wonder how we did it. Cool Mint Listerine Pocket Packs. Kill the germs, heal the clean.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs, Saturday on ABC.
I love hockey season.
Sammy Save-A-Buck here for Woodfield Nissan, and I'm going to save you big bucks. Save big bucks on hard-to-find Nissans, and we've got them. Over 600 brand-new Nissans in stock. Save big bucks on financing, and Woodfield Nissan gives you big bucks on all trade-ins. And that means you save big bucks. It's the Sammy Save-A-Buck guarantee. At Woodfield Nissan, you always save big bucks. Woodfield Nissan, 2 miles west of the Woodfield Mall, where golf meets Higgins. The only place you'll save bigger bucks is at the bank.
Welcome, Cher!
you don't like the sound of your own voice. Could that be true?
Yeah.
This new blonde thing you got going here.
It's a mood.
It's a mood. I never had that feeling. Always honest, always real. Losing Sonny was, for you, the first real loss. Are you okay? And a private tour inside her new Malibu home. You live in here, hooch. Share. Tomorrow's Oprah. Tomorrow at 9 on ABC 7.
Every 2002 Lincoln Town Car Signature Series comes with the luxury of wide, comfortable, leather-trimmed seats and the peace of mind that comes from the government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. Lincoln Town Car, an indulgence you can afford yourself every day.
Very funny.
Especially now, with $7,000 cash back on Town Car or 0% financing for 5 full years. See your local Lincoln dealer now.
Now, Robert Blake told a judge yesterday that he can't really stand trial properly because he is so severely dyslexic. Yeah, actually, he wanted to hire his wife to kill a hitman. Okay, so as we all know here in Los Angeles was the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary of the riots, and we were talking earlier this week about how all the things changed down there. Not. Remember, the politicians all came and they were going to make empowerment zones and things were going to happen. Of course, nothing changed, so I really can't blame
There's some new broken glass down there, though.
There's some new broken glass. Black people for taking into their own hands different methods of empowering. One of them is in Florida, a guy put out something called the Black Pages. Now, we have the yellow pages for Asian people.
Yes.
No, that's not right. But this is just listings for black-owned, for black people who want to buy black stuff. And I guess the opponents would say, well, that's self-segregation, and didn't we come a long way so that we wouldn't segregate ourselves? Me, I don't care.
Is it for black people to come? I mean, it's for everyone, isn't it? It's just it's black-owned business.
But the escorts are listed under booty, so you know it's really hard. White people.
I mean, you know, I think that. I mean, I don't really care either. Sometimes if I find, I really don't. I mean, sometimes if I think the black-owned business and it's a great business, then I want to patronize it. But generally, I just want quality. I think that black people are the same as everybody else. They just want to get good products. Right. And occasionally, it's a nice surprise when you find out that a company that you're patronizing is a black-owned company, and they go, yay, you know. But I think it's more has to do with a historical shunting and containing and depressing of black commerce. And so it's a way to kind of, you know, help elevate the, you know, the black sector of the economy up to the level where everybody else is, and then hopefully you can just go where you want to go and buy what you want to buy.
Segregate companies like this, to me, strikes me as unfair and a little racist, and promotes the kind of separatism that we've been, as a society, we've been trying to combat for decades. You know, I mean, it just seems to have like this.
I mean, it's nice to combat it, you know, like, you know, in speech, but like, do you patronize black businesses?
You know what,
I mean, you're trying, you know what I mean?
It's like reverse, Aisha. If it were in the reverse, and a bunch of white companies wanted to get together, I mean, they'd be
the reverse has been America for 300 years. That's kind of the point.
No, but like you said, you know, you want to go to a company that produces the best product, you know, whether it's Asian-owned or woman-owned or black-owned.
And whenever, I don't understand, whenever people make these arguments, it's the assumption is that things were even to begin with or even now, and they're not. I mean, you can't expect black people not to want a little bit of their day in the sun, and you should be thankful that when they do want their payback, it's snooty.
What I'm saying, Bill, is that there's a double standard when it comes to color in this country, and I know we're not in a colorblind society, but I know we're not in a colorblind society, but I don't know how we're going to get to that point if things like this continue to happen.
Well, I think that economic parity.
If we don't give a chance to some of these black-owned businesses to try to put it on more of an equal level, how long is that going to take?
I mean, the idea is not for black people to shun white businesses because I mean, it's almost impossible to do. You wouldn't be able to drive a car or, you know, I mean, you wouldn't be able to function. But I think it's more about companies and a sector of the economy that has been depressed for, like, historically since the beginning, just trying to give them a foot up so that everybody's on an equal playing field. The same way that if you live in, you know, Pasadena, you want to patronize the people in your neighborhood that make the best lattes or whatever.
There's some areas you can, black-owned business, can they do it? Yes, I think. You can't do white-owned business. I mean, there's different rules, I think, would obtain. Say you want to see an Asian-owned business in San Francisco. Maybe you don't want say, Korean-owned business here. It's sort of a different case in each place.
And what
about white-owned business?
What about churches that pass out things that are about Christian-owned businesses and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, should that be?
So then where do you draw the line? Do you want a separate phone book for women?
Well, do you have a problem? Would you have a problem with like a women's book or like a Christian book? Would you have a problem with that?
Because your point earlier is you want the best product, you want the best goods and services, right? And it doesn't matter who owns the company if they're producing
to me, it doesn't.
Yes, but
Well, the best goods and services are advertised right here on Politically Incorrect.
Hey, man! Check this out.
I got a bulb.
But this will last you 2 years. Guaranteed.
Cool. Philips, light bulbs that last.
If you haven't tried extra strength Rolaids, you're in for a new experience. It's fruity, creamy, smooth. A new test-proof extra strength Rolaids has the taste even Tums can't beat. And it's fast. Extra strength Rolaids quickly neutralizes 21% more stomach acid than Tums EX. R-O-L-A-I-D-S. Rolaids spells relief with a taste that can't be beat.
10,000 performers, 65,000 records, 600,000 dancers.
American Bandstand,
The one and only. It's American Bandstand's 50th.
50 years?
With performances by Stevie Wonder, Cher, Kiss, and Michael Jackson.
We're coming back to where it all began.
American Bandstand's 50th, a celebration, Friday, 8/7 Central.
On ABC.
Get factory direct savings at American Sale and save on Chicagoland's largest selection of Winston and Homecrest patio furniture. Plus, get 0% interest for 90 days. Save on this Jamaican 7-piece set, just $4.99. 9-foot market umbrellas from $49.99. American Sale has 30 styles of balcony sets from $249 and family-sized Doughboy pools from $699. Get factory direct savings and 0% interest only at American Sale. For the store nearest you, call 1-800-298-4343.
Calcium, lime, rust, minerals that build up and leave hard water stains. CLR Clean Stain Coffee decanters crystal clear. Bitter-tasting coffee will disappear when you clean your coffee maker with CLR. CLR makes clogged shower heads spray like new. It works instantly on tub, basin, and toilet rust stains. Watch how fast and easy it removes rust stains from cement and stucco. Get money-back guaranteed CLR at your favorite store.
The equations weren't sinking in.
Kevin was getting frustrated.
It was so confusing.
Miss Blair noticed right away Kevin needed extra help.
As teachers, that's our job.
She knew how to work with him.
We worked together until he understood.
I feel smarter. Hey, I am.
America's teachers, making public schools great for every child.
Kevin always had the potential.
But it's teachers like Miss Blair who bring it out.
Thanks, Miss Blair.
Okay, more mental dysfunctions you'll be paying for. Exhibitionism, female orgasmic disorder,
that's
borderline
important, man.
intellectual functioning, cannabis intoxication,